Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my makeup monthly for the month of May. Crazy. If you are new to my makeup monthlies, they are basically like a monthly favorites video, except I talk about my favorites, I talk about my fails, and I also talk about the products that I thought were just fine. I also do a channel shout out in here, and then at the very end of it all, I do give some book recommendations because I'm a published author and also a book blogger. So I always have a lot to chat about in these videos, and I have a lot of favorites this month, so let's jump into it. Alrighty, I'm gonna start off with the fail category. I just wanted to make sure I had both my earrings in. I put one earring in and then walked away for a while. I was like, did I put the other earring in? That would be embarrassing. Okay, starting off with the fails. The first one here is kind of random, but this, I don't even know what's happening with this product. This is from House of Lashes. It's their eyelash adhesive. So it came like with a set of lashes or something like that, and like it's a little mini guy. It just like came with a pair of lashes that I got, and I was like, okay, I've had House of Lashes lash adhesive in the past, and I remember it wasn't my absolute favorite, but like it worked. It was one of those ones that like, yes, your lashes stay on all day, but it makes your lash band super sticky and kind of like ruins the longevity of your lashes, because I wear my lashes over and over and over and over again. So I pulled this out, and it has like the brush, like, you know, the little brush on here, and it's white, but I think it's supposed to be a clear gel or something, but it is like the worst lash adhesive. I couldn't even get it to like go on to the lashes, and it's almost like there's no product in there, but there is, and I can see it, and I can see that this is a full bottle. But something about it, when I was trying to put it onto the lash band, it was like basically nothing was happening. And I was like, maybe this is supposed to like, it's supposed to be like this, right? It's like an invisible lash adhesive. No, I put my lashes on and they don't stay on because like nothing's happening. So I don't know what that was about, but I was on the House of Lashes website the other day because I wanted to order some lashes, and like their big thing was like, you get a free lash adhesive with it. And I was like, no, I don't want that. So I'm gonna stick with my duo because I don't know what's going on there. Who else have tried this kind of House of Lashes lash adhesive, and did you get it to work? Because I couldn't. Okay, another fail that I have, this one is very sad to me. This is from Sigma Beauty. This is their 3D HD blender, I think is what it's called. So it's like their makeup sponge, and you know, it has all these different like angles to it, and you're supposed to be able to do a full face with the sponge. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might be saying, Samantha, girl, you've recommended that sponge in the past. That used to be your favorite sponge. Are you a liar? I will explain. So when Sigma first came out with these, they were a huge hit and everybody was loving them. They couldn't stay in stock. I was recommending them. I was using them. I was buying them for myself. And so like, I remember getting messages from people like, do you have any idea when that Sigma sponge is coming back in stock? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I can't wait for it too. So after it went out of stock for a while, they came back, but they freaking changed it. Why do we change things that people love and you're selling out and everybody's recommending, and then you change it? Why? Because now I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I am so freaking sad about that. It's very strange. Like when you get it wet, I feel like it really doesn't get much bigger than this, which is awkward. I feel like I have like a tiny little sponge and I'm trying to like blend everything in. I feel like it takes longer. I just feel like it's just not a good sponge anymore. And I'm really sad about that. I wish brands would stop changing things that consumers love. Why? So unfortunately, I really can't recommend this sponge anymore. I won't be purchasing more for myself. Ugh, dang it. Okay, and then the final fail that I have is a foundation, and I'm super bummed about this one as well. I'm bummed when any makeup doesn't work out for me, but this is from Catrice. It is their All Matte Plus foundation. This is what it looks like. I did get this sent to me from Catrice to try out, and you know, I look at it and I see, okay, so it's a matte foundation. Am I going to love this? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give it a try. It's interesting because sometimes, especially I've been doing videos lately, you know, I think I did a disappointing or makeup I regret buying video. I've also done makeup that I don't get my money's worth out of. And some people leave comments like, well, why would you buy a matte foundation if you know you don't love matte foundations? Why would you buy a matte lipstick if you know that you have dry lips? And I come back to that and I say, because you never know. There is some matte foundations that I like. The Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion foundation, I really enjoy that. That's matte, that's full coverage. The Cover FX is more matte, it's more full coverage. I've really been liking that foundation. There are certain matte lipsticks, regular lipsticks, that I actually do enjoy. The Kat Von D, the Studied Creme lipsticks, I really enjoy those. So you just never know. And I kind of compare it to, like, if I went through my whole life, like, you know, when I was a teenager and I knew that I didn't like salad, I didn't like lettuce, I didn't like really any ingredient in a salad. If I would just never try that again, I would not know that I like salad now. I had salmon for dinner the other night. I used to never like seafood, but I keep trying and I keep trying, and sometimes things change or you find something that you enjoy. I think the same thing with makeup. So just because something isn't my favorite, is that what I buy the most of? Do I have a full collection of matte foundations? No, of course not. I buy dewy, I buy luminous, but every once in a while I like to try. So hopefully that makes sense. But when I saw this, I saw it was a matte foundation. I was like, I'll give it a try, it's fine. I was sent the shade 020, which is nude beige. It says it's mattifying, long-lasting, and oil-free. It just doesn't look good on my skin, and I was trying it, you know, probably starting 2 months ago, and then I tried it out for the 2 months. Here and there I was trying it on and seeing how it worked for me. It's just one of those foundations that doesn't bode well with my dry skin. It kind of emphasizes those dry patches, but it just also makes my skin look very, very dull. When I was using this, you know, after the first couple of tries, I was trying it with my beauty oils, you know, just anything to try to liven up my skin, to just make it look a little bit more alive, a little bit more fresh, but it just kind of like sat on me funny, and it just wasn't a favorite of mine. And what I thought was interesting was one time I was talking about this on social media, or maybe I posted a photo and I was wearing it, and someone said, do you like that Catrice foundation? And I said, you know, I don't think it's going to be my favorite. You know, I think I said I'm still testing it out, but I don't think it's going to be my favorite. And that person commented back and said, this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Fenty foundation, the Fenty mattifying foundation, and I don't like the Fenty foundation either. And I'm like, well, that doesn't surprise me, because it just doesn't look very flattering on my skin. If you are someone who does like a mattifying foundation, this one could be a good option for you. Someone who prefers, you know, your dewy or your luminous, I don't think you'll love this. If you like mattifying, I think that you will. It just is, for me personally, it just didn't work out. It just didn't look great on my skin. Or if you really love the Fenty foundation, you've wanted to try it, maybe you haven't yet, or you want a cheaper option for it, you could check out this one from Catrice. I'm not sure exactly where all of this one is sold yet, because I've been having a little bit of trouble finding the links for it, but I will do my best to find any links that I can down below. But man, it's just one of those things, you know, you try something outside of your comfort zone, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So next up, I want to move over to the find category. I like to include the find category mostly just because I do enjoy reviewing products, and this is supposed to be like a monthly wrap-up review video. But there are some items that I really do like. It'd just be lying if I said it was an absolute favorite. And I'm very aware that just because some things don't work for me, they could work for others, and maybe something I'm saying in my review will be like, oh, that would be a favorite of mine, or oh, probably not gonna like that, I'm gonna skip over it. So hopefully that makes sense. I just got 3 products to touch on here. The first one here is from First Aid Beauty. This is their Coconut Micellar Makeup Melter. So I mentioned this one, I think it was in my skincare video. I mentioned that I had started using it to remove my makeup, but I would come back and give a review on it. So that's what we're doing here today. So it says it dissolves all makeup, even long wear, and it's gonna be safe for sensitive skin. I am not new to First Aid Beauty. I found First Aid Beauty because it was good for people with sensitive skin, which is myself. I do like a lot of their products. So this one is a makeup remover. It has a pump on it. It is $26, I believe. When you pump it out, it's really interesting because it almost kind of looks like a lotion, or like maybe even like a moisturizer or something. It's definitely not like a cleansing oil. It smells really nice. It feels really nice on the skin as well. But I will say it's not my absolute favorite makeup remover because I feel like it's still leaving a lot on the skin. I feel like it does okay on the eye area, but I feel like I kind of have to be kind of like rubbing and tugging more on the eye area to get everything off, which I don't like, and that's not good. You don't get wrinkles that way. I don't think that it removes everything. It can be good for like lighter makeup days maybe, but if you have a lot on, if you have cake face on, if you have glitter on, you got a waterproof mascara, it's not gonna quite take everything off. Again, I do like the way that it feels. I like the way that it smells. It does seem to, you know, it doesn't really do anything harsh or irritate my skin at all, so it's just okay. I did get this one sent to me from Octoly, so thank you to Octoly and First Aid Beauty for letting me try this out. I can't say it's my favorite, but it's not like the worst makeup remover that I've ever tried, if that makes sense. Okay, next up I want to talk about this palette here. Oh boy. Okay, so this is from Viseart, and this is their neutral matte palette. So this palette, I have wanted for the longest time. I really wanted to try Viseart palettes. I really wanted to try this palette because I thought we would get along so incredibly well. But this is an $80 eyeshadow palette. $80. That is expensive. If you watched my Will I Buy It yesterday, I was talking about like $50 palettes, and I was like, that's so expensive. This one is $80. I did have a wonderful subscriber send it to me because she had it and she said she didn't love it. So she said she would send it to me so I could review it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling the same thing. I just don't absolutely love it. Is it a terrible eyeshadow palette? No. Do I think it's worth the $80 price tag? No. It doesn't have a mirror on it, which is a bummer, but I understand that Viseart is kind of, from what I understand, they're kind of aimed more towards like makeup artists, and it's better to have these clear cases with mirrors so you can see what palettes, you know, you can look inside your kit and you know exactly what palette you're going to grab, so you don't have any sort of packaging covering up what's inside. So I understand that, but also just the quality of the eyeshadows just don't really scream this is an $80 eyeshadow palette to me. I feel like I have better ones in my collection, and even though I feel like these are my tones and these are my shades, I don't get excited to reach for this palette. And when I was trying to review it and I was trying to wear it on my eyes, I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why are my eye looks not coming out how I want them to? Why are they not blending like I want them to? And I just was super bummed about that. So again, it's not the worst palette that I've ever tried, and I can create nice, like, simple looks with them, which is, I mean, hello. That's, you know, kind of what I have on today, except I have a sparkly eyeshadow base. But it's not a favorite of mine, and $80 is a really, really high price tag for this. That's what I'll say. Okay, the last item that I want to put into my fine category, this one here I was so excited about. I was planning on purchasing myself. I was pretty hyped about it. This is from Stila. This is one of their glitter, let me say it right, nope, is it not on here? Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow in Beauty Junkie. So I put this into a Will I Buy It video, and I was like, I am so excited for it. And I was saying, like, I really wanted Stila to come out with something like pink and glittery. I'm totally gonna buy this one. I guess it was supposed to be exclusive to, is it Mecca? Is it just Mecca? I'm sure I'm saying this incorrectly, and my Australian friends will let me know what I'm supposed to be saying right. But it is also available on the Stila website, and people were letting me know if you order from the Stila website, you can typically get 20% off. I was like, I'm totally gonna do it, because I think these are $24. So I was saying I was gonna buy it, and then my beautiful friend Arna Alayne, who I'll chat about her more in a second, she actually messaged me and said she actually got this. She is an Australian YouTuber. She went to an event and this came in like a goodie bag. She said, I don't like wearing pinks on my eyes. I will send it to you. I was like, you're gonna send me that glitter all the way from Australia? She did, and she sent me some more goodies, and she also sent me candy. That got eaten real fast. Thank you, Arna. But I was so excited, and I was so excited to try this out. I've worn it a couple times. I've worn it in Will I Buy It videos, and I got really good feedback on it. You might be saying, Samantha, why is it not in your favorite category? Why is it only in your fine category? There's just like not enough glitter for me. I wish it was more sparkly or something. Like, it has flecks of gold in it, but I remember putting it on and like, see, I feel like it swatches so freaking nice, and I swatched it first and I was like, this is gonna be the bomb. And it is, it's still really beautiful. It is, and I like it, and I'm gonna wear it, and I'm going to love it. But when I put it on, I want to put another glitter on top of it because I wanted that really like glittery pink eye look. It's more of like a pink base with a little bit of gold glitter, and I don't know why I had it in my head that it was just gonna be like pink and sparkles and glitter and all this amazingness. It doesn't quite come off that way on the eyes. Is it still really nice? Yes. Would I still recommend it? Yes. I love the Stila glitters. I think they are fantastic. But again, this is why I like the fine category, because I would be lying to you and to myself if I said this is now my absolute favorite. I still really, really like it. I still think it's really, really pretty. I just wish it was a little bit more glittery. You know, I'm thinking of some of my other Stila glitters, like Smoldering Satin, I think I wore the other day, and like Bronze Bell and Kitten Karma. I feel like they're super glittery, and this one just didn't give me that pop of glitter that I wanted, but it's still really nice. It's still really pretty. I would still recommend it. thank you, Arna, for letting me try this out. So jumping over into my favorites before I get into the products, I do my channel shout out. And like I said, I was going to be mentioning Arna again. Arna Alayne is my channel shout out for the month of May. And no, not just because she sent me a wonderful package. It's predetermined a month ahead of time who I am picking for this, because actually how I choose who is in my channel shout out, it is who is featured in my monthly newsletter. I do send out a newsletter every single month. I talk over some more product reviews in there. I share new releases, just any sort of like beauty news I put into those monthly newsletters. And then I also do an interview with a fellow beauty blogger. So I always have just a couple questions in there to get to know the blogger a little bit better. So this month is Arna Alayne. She will go out in June's newsletter. So if you aren't signed up yet, the newsletter hasn't gone out, so I will have the link down below if you're interested in getting that newsletter, and then also getting able to read a Q&A with Arna. Her answers were so good. I loved reading them. So I will have that link for the newsletter down below. I, of course, will also include Arna's YouTube channel. She is a newer-ish channel to me by the past couple of months here, but once I started watching her, and I wish I could remember how I even found her channel. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but once I started watching her, I was just like sucked in, and every time she posts I get so excited. Like I mentioned, she is an Australian YouTuber. I love her accent. She is such a classic beauty. She's fantastic, and so many of her videos just kind of give you like a calming vibe. I love when she does these little chats and she's just sitting at her table like drinking her tea, chatting with everyone. I think her videos are awesome. She's actually a violinist, and I myself played the violin in high school for like a week, and then I realized I actually don't have a talent. She does. That is what she does, and she is so amazing. And she just posted a vlog the other day, and it was all about her music, and I clicked on that so fast, and just watching her play and create this beautiful music is so freaking cool to me. I love it. I think it's so awesome to see what people do outside of YouTube. It's just so fascinating to me. So I love her videos. They are so beautiful. They're beautifully edited, and she has some great content over there. She is very fair, and she does a lot of like foundation reviews in like the fairest shade that brands come out with. So if you are a super fair girl, I think that you would really like a lot of her foundation videos. But I just highly recommend her channel. She's become one of my good friends over here. We talk a lot behind the scenes as well, and I just think that she's amazing. So I will have Arna's channel linked down below, and I suggest that you go check her out. So jumping over into some of my favorites, the first one is a mascara. This is from Flower Beauty. It's the Lash Warrior Mascara. Bomb. Flower Beauty, I think they're such a quality brand. Their Zoom In mascara has been my favorite for probably the past year or so, I want to say. Absolutely love this mascara. Absolutely love that mascara, but I love this mascara as well. I did actually get it sent to me, and actually, and then I got a PR package from Flower Beauty, which I was not expecting, and it also came with more of these, and I was like, score. I'm very excited about that. I wasn't sure if I would love this one as much as the Zoom In. The Zoom In actually has those twist caps where you can get it for length, for volume, or for curl, and this is just like a standard old mascara wand. But you can see it has this nice kind of like dip in it, if you can see it on camera, so it gets kind of thinner on one end, so you can really get under the base of your lash and be able to wiggle the brush up to really extend your lashes. I think it does great things for volume, for length. It is really hot right now in Iowa. We were out the other weekend at the farmer's market, and it was in the 90 degrees, and I wore this one, and the whole time I was thinking like, have I really tested if this is waterproof? Like, this is gonna be the test today. And I kept pulling out my compact and I kept looking. I had zero transfer under my eyes. So I think this one is also waterproof as well and will hold up in the hot weather if you are currently in summer. This is a great mascara, another bomb product from Flower Beauty. I think it's about $9.99 and you can get it at Ulta, and I highly recommend. I have a favorite little palette here from Morphe. So Morphe recently came out with blush trios. I tried one out in a first impression video, and I was very surprised at how pigmented it was. It's almost kind of one of those palettes that are like too pigmented. You can look like a clown, so you have to go in very light-handed. But they did send me all of them in PR. And I didn't keep all of them. I sent, I put some in giveaways. I sent some to a couple friends, but I did keep a few that I thought looked interesting and that I would get a lot of use out of. These are $12, and this one here has really become a favorite of mine, and it just kind of sits out on my desk because I reach for it so much. So this is in Pop of Rose. So it's really nice packaging, really sturdy packaging. You have the mirror in there, and then each one has 3 different shades. I really like this one because to me it's kind of like a face palette. I have a bronzer shade, I have a really nice neutral blush over here, and then this one, it's kind of a little bit too dark and too pink to be like a traditional highlight, but I can use it as a blush topper and to kind of blend it in with my highlight, and I think that it looks really pretty that way. So I like that I'm getting kind of like these 3 different shades in here. So this is the palette that I've been reaching for the most, and I've just really been liking it. Like I said, you do need a light hand with these because you're gonna get a lot of product out, but I really like it. It's kind of like my own little face palette in here, so it's also nice to travel with and to throw in my makeup bag when I'm leaving my house. So I really am liking this one the most out of those Morphe palettes. This one right here, this is from MAC. This is Fix Plus, but not just any old Fix Plus. This is the lavender scented Fix Plus, and I'm enjoying this so much. I feel like I just started using it and I've already been putting a dent into it because it smells so nice, and it's something that I've noticed when I spray my face with it. Not only is Fix Plus like my OG and also probably my holy grail setting spray, I think it does such a good job of melting the makeup into your skin, making it look more natural, but also prolonging the longevity of your makeup. I think it does wonderful things. But now having this scent, I just love the lavender, and when I spray it and I walk out of my office and I come back in, it's like my office is just cheery and it just smells better, and it just makes me happy to like sit down and start working again. So not only do I think this is a great setting spray, but I'm really loving the lavender one. Have you guys tried the other scents, and which one would be your favorite? Again, these are $26 and you can find them at Ulta. I'm not sure if the scents are still available at Ulta or if these were like limited edition, but I'm really happy I have the lavender one. Next up, this is probably going to come to no surprise to anyone. This is from Marc Jacobs. It is the Tantastic Omega Bronzer. Yes, finally, when this bronzer came back, it was limited edition, it was sold out forever. When it came back at Sephora, I was like, yes, please, I'm getting it. And I also was able to get it during the VIB sale as a rouge, and so I got the 15% off, which I was very happy about because what is this, $49 for a bronzer? For one bronzer? That's expensive. Wonderful packaging, nice big mirror. Obviously you get a huge product here, but you guys know if you caught my minis video, I typically don't hit pan on anything. I don't know if I would ever in my lifetime or in like my child's lifetime. Aries, do you want this bronzer? She doesn't seem interested. I don't know if I will ever hit pan on this, but it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is one of those bronzers that you can apply and it's never gonna look too much. It's never looking too overdone on me. I just think it's gorgeous. So this is going to be a summer staple for me for sure. So next up, this is a bit of an older-ish palette, like it's not brand new, but I have been liking this palette so much and I really wanted to mention it. This is from Nars. It is the Want It palette, and this is the Want It 1. They have a Want It 1 and a Want It 2, and Want It 1 has more of the light shades, and I can't open it. There we go. So it is just a cheek palette. So again, nice packaging, nice smear, and then you have these 6 different shades inside. I have just been gravitating towards this palette so much, and I've been wearing it on my cheeks so often. I really like a lot of the shades in here. This is a really nice neutral, kind of almost like with a little bit of peach to it blush. Again, you have a nice neutral one over here as well. This cool toned one is actually really pretty, and I've been getting a lot of use out of that one. And then these two, like you can either use this one as a highlighter. I've been using this one again as kind of a blush topper. I usually don't do that step, but I've kind of been doing it more lately. The only one I haven't reached for a ton is this one right here because it's a little bit not quite my comfort zone for blush, but I feel like maybe as I'm getting the summer tan rolling in, maybe that one might look okay on me. But I feel like I like so many of the shades in here. They're super pigmented. I like the packaging on this, but it's just been sitting out in the front of my blush like face palette collection for a while, so I wanted to mention that I really do like this guy, but it's expensive. It's like $59, but you can get it at Ulta if that helps, and Sephora. It's expensive, but I really do like it, so I wanted to tell you guys about it. So next up, I do have a tanner that I wanted to talk about. This one is a super interesting guy here. This is from Tan Luxe. It's the Tan Water. It says it's a hydrating self-tan water. So you can see I've been using it. I've tried it maybe like 3 or 4 different times now, but this tanner I just really enjoy. I will say the first couple times I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, the best way to use it, or how much to use. It's trickier than just using like a tanning mousse, but now I feel like I've gotten the hang of it and I really like it. So it has a spray here. I don't recommend just spraying it onto the body because that would probably be really splotchy. I recommend using a tanning mitt like you would for a regular mousse, spraying it onto the mitt and then rubbing it onto the body. That is how I would recommend it, and I recommend using kind of a lot. Like I use 8 8 sprays for like sections of my body. So 8 sprays for like my knees to my ankle, 8 sprays from my knee to my thigh, 8 sprays for the bottom of my stomach, 8 sprays for the top, you know, things like that. So you kind of have to use a bit to get it to show, but once you do, I think it leaves you with a really beautiful and a really natural looking tan. I also enjoyed that you don't have such an intense self-tanning smell with this guy, you know what I'm saying? It takes like several hours for that smell to come in, and then usually after like the 6 to 8 hour mark is when I shower, and then I don't notice the smell anymore. But sometimes with self-tanners you put it on and you immediately smell, and then you're just like basking in the scent all day waiting to be able to wash it off. So I appreciate that about this. This one has really been my go-to tanner. I think you can find it at Sephora and also Ulta. It's like $47 I want to say. A new favorite lipstick shade that I've been wearing quite a bit lately. This is from Urban Decay. It is one of the Comfort Mattes, which is one of my favorite Urban Decay lipstick formula and one of my favorite lipstick formulas in general. This one is in Stark Naked. It's a nude. I'm sure you guys are falling off your chairs in complete shock that a nude is one of my favorites, but it's just like, it's one of those nudes that is just like one of my perfect nudes. I don't know what else to say. I think it's super flattering on the lips. I had to go dig it out of my clutch because when we went out last weekend celebrating my book release, this guy is what I wore. So this next guy is kind of random, but it's a brush that I just keep using and I love. And now if you watch my brush declutter, I'm gonna go buy 3 more of these because when I have favorite eye brushes, I have a lot of them. This is from Sigma. It is the Firm Blender E44. So this is what she looks like. And I really like this brush because it has a bit of a point to it. It's like fluffy but firm. I feel like I can pack shades on, but at the same time, I can blend them. This brush is like, it's like a 2-in-1 for me, and I think it's so bomb. I keep reaching for it, I keep reaching for it, I keep washing it, I keep washing it. I'm like, I am gonna have to get a couple backup of these guys because I've just been loving this brush, so I want to tell you guys about it. But to finish off my favorites, I have kind of like a lifestyle favorite that I wanted to throw in here. It is a drink. It is a lemonade. So my husband and I have been trying to cut down on our sugar intake. I don't know why, it seems like a terrible idea, but that's what we're doing. So we're cutting down on sugar. We're also cut out soda. And we used to like not have soda in the house, but I used to have a lot of Gatorades in the house that I would drink in addition to water, but Gatorade has a lot of sugar in it. So we had to kick the Gatorade out. So after we kicked out Gatorade, I went to the grocery store and I picked out some lemonade. And I came home and I took my first sip of the can of lemonade and all I could taste was sugar. And I looked at the back and it had like 46 grams of sugar or something. Just, it was super, super high in sugar. And I thought, well, that sucks. So I went back to the grocery store, tried again, tried to actually pay attention this time, and I found this Minute Maid Light Lemonade. It says it has 5 calories and it has 0 sugar. Zero sugar on it. 5 calories. And it actually tastes really good. Like, it tastes like lemonade to me. It doesn't taste super watered down. It doesn't taste like water with lemon. It tastes like lemonade, except it actually has no sugar and only 5 calories. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning it in this video, which is super random to me, is because I'm sponsored by Minute Maid. Duh. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Minute Maid doesn't know who I am. But the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I said something on like Snapchat and Instagram stories about how much I've been liking this lemonade. It has 0 sugar, and I got flooded with comments because I just posted the back. I was like, yay, found a lemonade with no sugar. I got flooded with comments of what lemonade is that? I need that lemonade. How'd you find a lemonade with no sugar? Where'd you get it? Like, I had no idea people would be so interested in a no sugar lemonade. But here you go. Here's what it is. Minute Maid Light 5 calorie lemonade. We get the cans. We just buy like a case. I don't know how many comes in there. Maybe like 12 or something. I don't know. We just buy them by the case now, and I probably drink a lemonade every single day. I think they taste really good, and now knowing that they're not terrible for me, I think that's winning, so I wanted to throw that in there. But after that, that's gonna do it for all of my beauty favorites and fails and the fine products, my channel shout out. If you are interested in hearing the book recommendations, that's what I'm gonna go to next, but I know not everybody needs book recommendations, so this is where you're ending it. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. But if you do wanna get some book recommendations, I do have 2 5-star books that I reviewed on my blog this month. And before we jump into those, I will also shamelessly self-promote myself, and I did publish a new book this month. If you missed it, I have a new title out there. This is my 6th book. It is the first book in a new series, which is called The 6th, and this one is called Christy. So this follows a group of girlfriends in Chicago. We start off with Christy's story. I've been getting asked a lot if this is me and my husband on the cover. It is not. I've also been getting asked a lot if this girl up here is me and if this is my friends. It is not. These are both stock photos from the internet, but thank you so much. But yes, I have a new book out. I'm super excited about it. You can get it available on Amazon in paperback and ebook, or you can also order a signed copy on my website, so I'll have all those links down below. I also did a get ready with me last week all about the book and taking your questions, and I also do have a giveaway in there to celebrate, which is still open, so I'll have that video listed down below. But of course I had to throw it in there because if you're looking for summer reading recommendations, check it out. But the first book that I reviewed on Chick Plus and gave 5 stars to is called The Creepshow, and the author is Adria Cimino. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, so sorry if I'm not. But the title is called The Creepshow. I will have links to my review and then also to Amazon down below. It deals with how females are treated in the workplace, especially like corporate workplaces. Our main character's name is Wanda, and she goes on maternity leave from her job, and when she comes back she is treated differently. She deals with sexual harassment at work, but she's being treated differently from like the men in her department. So I feel like it's a very timely book that came out, and I feel like it was just very interesting and very thought-provoking to read through the entire time, and I couldn't get enough of it, so I highly recommend The Creepshow. And then the other 5-star book that I gave to in the month of May is called The Summer Sale, and this is by Wendy Francis. This book I thought was so great. It's a women's fiction novel as well, along with The Creepshow, and it follows 3 friends. They were friends in college, but now we have flash forward 20 years and they are going on a cruise to celebrate a friend's wedding anniversary, and then each 3 women, you know, of course, have something going on in her life, and we get all 3 of their stories, and it was such a good book. I was reading this during my Oklahoma City trip, and I was reading it as I was coming back on the plane, and even though like I get motion sickness and a lot of times I can't read on the plane, I pulled my Kindle out and I was reading it, and even as we were going through turbulence, I was like, I cannot stop reading. I want to know what happens. So I mean, I feel like that's how you know that you're reading a pretty darn good book. It does get a little bit emotional at times, a little bit sad at times. I cried a little bit near the end, but it's a book that I wish we would have another one on. I wish we would get a follow-up on the characters, because I felt so invested in each of their stories, all 3 women's stories, that I wanted to know what would happen next. So I definitely recommend The Summer Sale by Wendy Francis. But after that is going to fully wrap up today's video. Everything that I mentioned, of course, will be linked down below, so check there if you're interested in anything. I hope you enjoyed seeing my makeup monthly for the month of May, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.